Envy just announced the roster for 2026, and my friends, they got two players that me personally like a lot. In this video, gonna watch their announcement roster. We also got changes and news on Pacific, EMEA, China, Tier 2, game changes, and all will be covered here in this video. My friends, if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know in the comments, okay? So let's watch their announcement. Envy is a thing that me love to watch, man. It's one of my favorite things. They are W gaming. They lost Io and Kane Zero, that are two incredible talents, but are still too young to play on VCT. But they got two new, very, very strong players, my friends, that are ready for VCT. This one is Extra, the Euro GOAT. And for those who are worried, Mundi, will Envy still keep their aggressive play style, my friends? I can guarantee you they will. They are W game. This is Zorba inspired. They nerfed you Cypher, my friends, but don't worry. You can play Chucha, you can play Beetle. You are an insane player, my friend. I'm very excited to see you in VCT. Have some beautiful shots, but damn. Ah, look at him, look at him. Jet, Kaze, El Joes, my friends, the god of Latam. We represent Envy. Man, he actually fits well. I'm not gonna lie, he actually fits well. And this is Ross, my friends, a player that me personally likes a lot. He's very vocal, very confident. Used to play for Team 1, Leviathan, Cloud9, and this, my friends, is Envy for 2026. And I'm very excited to see these guys on VCT, my friends. I follow all their journal on challenges even before they were called Envy. For those who remember, their first name was Rankers, and they are incredible, my friends. One of my favorite things for sure. Now, moving on to Pacific, we got the sad announcement that Flashback will retire. He's a very young player, a player that me personally like a lot. I'm gonna... So, before I show his statement, Flashback asked to take a break a few times throughout his career, and that really affected DRX, you know, but he always came back because he's that good. But, you know, this time, I don't think he will come back. I do hope he changed his mind and come back, but this is his announcement, my friends. I'm sorry for causing so much damage due to my own issues over this time. I feel like I've been a poor player right up to the end, and I'm truly sorry to all the fans and my teammates. I will retire as a player here, but I desperately hope the DRX wins it out this year and does well. It makes me so happy that my first thing and last thing was DRX. I'm sorry and thank you. I, the one who says thank you, my friend, because I watch you play every single of your games for DRX, and I always thought you were an incredible player, and you're definitely gonna be missed, my friend. I wish you all the best. If you change your mind, I hope you do, and come back to Valorant, that would be great. But if you don't, I think you're gonna do great in whatever you choose to do in your life, my friend, because you are very smart, okay? So I wish you the best. And DRX, they already announced their new player, my friends. His name's Herms, okay? He will be the starter player for VCT 2026. He played in the grand finals. Actually, this is the lower finals game, but I think they also play in the grand finals against SLT. For those who don't know, SLT, they also won Ascension on Pacific. These guys are like Envy. They are W gaming. Very aggressive team. Beautiful Valorant. One of the things that I will definitely keep an eye on for this year. And they will not rebrand, they will be called Vero. That is a Japanese organization. But here, talking about Hermes, he plays Neon, he plays Yoro. In the other games here, he showed that he's a more versatile player. He can also play Vice. Here, I think he also played Tejo. So it shows that he's not just a good mechanical player, but also versatile, and that is a point that really is important, especially on the current meta state of Valorant. More on Pacific, we got Team Secret announcing their full roster for VCT 2026, and we got Sylvan, Kelly S, Jess Vash, RBTTX, I believe is the coach, 1010, and Berserk. So, for those who don't know or don't remember, Sylvan was a master winner for Team 1, controller player, really good one. Kelly S was on Global ESPORTS. Jesse Vash is a legend, okay? I think he would be a gel, not sure, but I think so. 1010 was a player that played a little bit for Zeta Division last year. his first games that I remember, you know, and I watch all of his games. Actually, I watch a lot of games, as guys, many of you guys already know. Almost all games. He showed a lot of potential. He showed like he's a confident player, very aggressive player, good mechanics, but also show a lot of inconsistency. Not sure if it's just him in particular or was a team problem overall, you know? But I'm excited to see him. And he's also middle little brother, my friends. You know, that's a very interesting stuff, okay? And they also added Berserk to the team. He was on Boom for a long time. This is an interesting roster. I wish Team Secret all the luck and the best. I hope they perform better this year. Not the players, not the team that me personally would build considering the options that they have, but this is an interesting one. They tried a lot of stuff, but I wish their best, my friends. I know the Team Secret fans, they deserve it because they are really, really incredible. Now, moving on to EMEA for now, we got UNTAKE coming back to the starter roster for Team Vitality. Reason is Sayonara, one of the biggest talents we have in the world right now, is still too young to play on VCT. So during kickoff, UNTAKE will play for Vitality. For those who don't know, he was already on the team last year, and he was the IGL of the team. I think he replaced Safe back then, okay? And honestly, I like UNTAKE. I think he performed really, really well when he played for Dan. So here we have just a little bit of the results. But yeah, I think you guys already know UNTAKE. Not much to say. More on EMEA. We got one of the goats of this game, CNED, set to join Pacific ESPORTS. For those who don't know, they just ascended through Ascension. And they kind of switched things up with the BPL. But, you know, that's a topic to another video. And they added my boy CNED. For those who don't know, CNED is a world champion. You know, the first world champion. He changed the game, especially on how people play the AWP. He was a jet player. Sometimes he played Sage. In his return, he was, you know, a little bit more versatile. I think he was playing controller, playing more Omen. I hope he performs on Duelist again as Jet. But, you know, he's an incredible player. A player that me personally is one of my favorites of all time. I wish you all the best. And BBL Pacific will be an interesting thing to watch this year as well. Now moving on to North America. We got SRG, one of the greatest things of all time. They finished second place in Game Changer Championship last year. They only lost to Team Liquid. Effie, their coach, I think he will be the coach of Shopify Rebellion Black. I think that will compete in Tier 2 in Challengers North America. And they added Gagli. He was on Cloud9, and he will be their new head coach. Okay? So, now, more on Tier 2. We got Team Liquid Academy. Very strong team, by the way. For those who don't know, Team Liquid Academy is a very strong team. In the offseason, they took down some Tier 1 teams that are really good. And I want to say, eyes on this guy here. GSR and Zero also performed really well. Rex also a good player. And they added Kicks that was on Team Vitality. Already playing in VCT EMEA, already playing with Internationals. Very strong team. My friends, these guys here will be one of the favorites to win on Ascension. But I'm not sure if they actually... There is no Ascension anymore, guys. Forget about that. Forget about that, okay? But this is a very strong thing here. I'll be very excited to watch them play. So now moving on to China. Wolves announced Chan. I don't know how to pronounce your name, my friend. I apologize about that. But he'll be joining Wolves Esports. Now, I'm gonna show you a little bit of his games. This here, bro, he destroyed the enemy team. 46 kills plus 15. That's insane. Now, this, my friends, it's Boom Esports bringing one of the most interesting players Valorant ever had, Defo. For those who don't remember or started watching Valorant just recently, Defo used to play for Gambit, one of the most incredible historical things we ever had in Valorant. He was their duelist, jet player, but it was a jet player and a duelist that always did a dirty job. The highlights was not on him, but he always did a very important job for the team, and that team was one of my favorites. I think it was one of the favorites of many, actually. You know, that game team was legendary, my friends. My friends, that will be it for this video. I don't want to make it too long because I know people are short on time nowadays, but there are more news regarding Tier 2, on Latin, on Brazil, and even on EMEA. So if you are interested in hearing more about these changes on Tier 2 and gaming changes as well, let me know in the comments, and the next time I will cover all of them for you, okay? I don't want to make it too long. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, activate notification. There's a lot of Valorant coming this week, and VCT is about to start as well. I wish you all a great year, all the best in life. Love you all, and thank you so much for all your support, my friends. Bye-bye.